Court is calling 2022 CR 7131 and 2023 CR 0036, State of Texas versus Adam Stacy. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins and Travis Banks for the state.
Defense.
Andrew Priest for the defense.
And are you Adam Stacy?
Yes, ma'am. Adam Stace.
Counsel, I'm sorry,
Stace.
Adam Stace. Wow. And each cause number, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the cause number ending in 3-1, you're charged with the offense of theft, 2,500 to 30,000. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. And the cause number ending in 3-6, you're charged with the offense of assault family second offense. That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each cause number, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled plea bargain agreement. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea ending in cause number 3-1, punishments be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision. The cases will run concurrent. They're taken in consideration. NIMAC number 729876. There's to be restitution, if any, to Viviana Leyendecker, Leyendecker, cats 1 and 2. And the cause number ending in 3-6, punishments be assessed at 5 years in prison. There's a $0 fine. State recommends community supervision. The cases will run concurrent, and there's to be the BIPP course in an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, no contact with Melinda Kinney. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then in the cause number ending in 3-1, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
And the cause number ending in 3-6, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer States Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Family violence, have you had contact with the complainant in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. The complainant in this case was signed an affidavit of non-prosecution.
Right. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, in each cause numbers, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty in each cause number. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just 2 things, Judge. Regarding the community service, my client has informed me that he's currently disabled. He just has concerns about being able to complete the community service, be able to find something he'd be able to do with his disability. We would ask if the court would be willing to possibly probate a portion of the fine in return for him possibly taking some other class. Regarding the no contact order, Judge, I believe we were in agreement for some type of no contact order. We were requesting a no harmful or injurious contact order. The complainant in that case is his wife. My understanding is they're still together. As the state mentioned, she did file a affidavit of non-prosecution. So we would ask if the court would consider a no harmful or injurious contact order on that case due to the fact that they are married and she did submit a affidavit of non-prosecution on this case.
All right, Mr. Stace, how long have you been disabled?
I've been pending disability for about 4 years.
All right, so in 2021, you would have still been disabled, right? So how heavy was the object that you took from the U-Haul?
The object was probably about like 30 pounds, maybe
Oh.
like that, not even that.
Let me just tell you, if you can lift 30 pounds,
My problem is my back is bending over and walking. I can't be on my feet longer than 10-15 minutes. I have to sit down.
but see, here's the problem.
Yeah.
You went to somebody's U-Haul at a hotel where you're staying, and according to the police report I read, you were lifting a heavy object. It states, suspect one, which is you, could be seen carrying a heavy object away from the U-Haul. So you had to carry it from the U-Haul to your room in room 1119.
No, ma'am. My truck was right next to it, and to be real, I was drunk. I was on drugs. So I lifted it and walked 5 feet and put it in the back of my truck,
So you lifted a heavy object,
like
and
25
walked 5
pounds.
feet,
It was like
25 well, you
pounds.
said 30 pounds at
30,
first.
25 pounds.
All right, so you walked from a U-Haul, lifted a heavy item, and you walked 5 feet. I'm not waiving his community service. And let me ask you, who is Tanganyika? Sorry, Diana, Tanganyika. Who is that to you?
I was an old friend. I don't even talk to her anymore. I haven't talked to her
So you and your old friend
2 years.
in 2021, you had a hotel room with that person, and y'all were staying in a hotel room together.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you were still married at that time.
No, T knows my wife. Me and my wife were arguing. We call her name is T. I'll call her T. She got a room, so I had no money because I'm not able to work. So I was able to stay the night with her at the room.
And did she not have her own place? Or she just go around in hotel rooms and staying in them with people?
She's homeless too. Her parents kicked her out. She goes to hotel to hotel.
All right, well, that's gonna be between you and your wife after this probation is over.
My wife's already got into me about that.
Oh, no, because I'm gonna order the no contact. That's why I'm saying that's something that you and your wife will have to discuss after your probation is over. This is what the court is going to do. And cause number ended in 3-1. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 5 years. There's a $500 fine. I'll probate that. This is run concurrent with 2023 CR 0036. Take in consideration NIMAG number 7298876. There's to be restitution, if any, to Viviana Leyendecker. Cats 1 and 2. Cats 1 and 2 is going to teach you how not to steal, or at least tell you don't steal. There is to be no contact with Tanganyika, last name Rolnik. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Do you have any children?
They're adults already. Yes, ma'am. I got 2,
What are their ages?
23 and 22.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. We can do a TAP evaluation out of custody. If you miss that TAP evaluation appointment, that's a violation of your probation, so a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Follow TAP recommendations. There's to be no contact with Melinda McKinney. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Is there anything else probation in that cause number? No. All right, anything else you need from the court in that cause number?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and cause number ending in 3-6. Court is going to find you guilty. Assess punishment at 5 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. This is run concurrent with 2022 CR 7131. The BIPP course, there's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Melinda Kenny. 100 hours of community service restitution that will not be waived. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs, TAP evaluation, follow TAP recs. And the TAP evaluation can be out of custody. Proof of employment. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Field visits, 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else that you need from the court and that cause number to help you do what's right? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know she has decided that she no longer wants to prosecute. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you start wanting to search their phone, then that means that there's no trust in your relationship and maybe you shouldn't be in that relationship. I want you to hear me very clearly. You are not allowed to have any contact with her. You all obviously don't have any children together. If you do, you've already told me they're adults. So there's no need to contact her about children because they're adults. It is like you do not know her. If you have contact with her, a motion to revoke is going to be filed and you're looking at potentially 5 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything that you do not understand about no contact? So that means no calling her on the phone, no sending her flowers saying, I'm sorry, no sending her something for Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving or Christmas or any of the other holidays that are coming up. Don't send her anything for Valentine's Day. Don't send her thinking of you. No contact whatsoever. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Relationship is over.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2022 CR 7131 and 2023 CR 0036, State of Texas versus Adam Jean Stacy. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense. Are you Mr. Stacy? And each of the cause numbers, did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand them? Are you the same Adam G. Stacy who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 7131 for the offense of theft $2,500 to $30,000 on October 29, 2023 for a term of 5 years? Is that you? Are you the same Adam G. Stacy who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 0036 for the offense of assault family second offense on October 30th, 2023 for a term of 5 years? Is that you? State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violating. Okay, I think it's gonna be the same on each of the cases, Your Honor. It's gonna be the number 1 on the First Amendment.
All right. You may proceed.
Violating condition number 1, on or about the 10th day of June 2024, there's Texas, President Madam G. Stacy committed the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle in violation of 1501.
And each of the cause numbers, how do you plead to that allegation? True or not true?
What way to remain violated?
Any objections? And the cause number ending in 7131. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $500 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? And the cause number ending in 0036. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to a $0 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? And each cause number, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement and the cause number ending in 7131?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. That is to deny the motion, extend the individual for 1 year and to amend his conditions to include state ISF, cognitive tract, ISP supervision for aftercare treatment, weekly UAs for 60 days upon release, and an MRT. And also, Your Honor, the state will be taking into consideration cause number 2024 PF 02689, which is the UUMB. The judge, we are asking for restitution in that case, if any, to added Lynn, which is, first name is Andy, sorry, Judge. Last name is spelled Nguyen. And also an individual by the name of Ruth Morales, last name is Morales.
All right, the court is not inclined to follow this agreement unless there's a reason why I should. He's on probation. And I know the state has only proceeded on 1 violation. Has he done anything on probation? Probation? Any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No
Up to
objection.
the state, Your Honor.
Judge, I can answer your question.
Yes.
It doesn't look like Mr. Stacy has made any progress on the terms of his probation.
And it's saying here that you still have criminal thinking and criminal behaviors. I don't think probation is appropriate for you. You've been given a chance. I know that when you come to this court, if there are issues, you can let the court know. They tried to conduct field visits with you. It was a bad address. They made due diligence to contact you through your associations. You didn't show up for your TAP interview. They sent text messages. Text messages were sent to report to avoid a violation. So they were working with you. Email was also sent. It says no response. Then they sent another text message, no response. Then they scheduled a new appointment and sent a text message to you. And yes, you haven't appeared for anything. You haven't done anything. I'm not going to continue you.
Can I address that, Judge?
Yes.
I've talked to my clients and we've discussed that. We've discussed the issues he had while he was on probation. One of the things my client and I and state and I discussed was my client has a decent amount of back time accrued on his case. He and I discussed the possibility how if he were just to get revoked on these cases with his back time, he may be able to get parole sooner rather than later. And he expressed to me that he would prefer for us to go up and ask the court for another chance. And what he expressed to me, I think, was a sincere desire to try to use the services that probation has to try to benefit himself and to try to use those services as opposed to doing a little bit more time and flipping out on parole. We understand those services had already been made available to him and he didn't take advantage of them. However, I think him being in custody this time was sort of a wake-up call for him. And I think he has a sincere desire to try to change his life and to try to better his life and sort of break the cycle he was in. So that was sort of my client's thinking, as opposed to possibly taking maybe the easier way out in some aspects and getting flipped out on parole sooner rather than later. He would prefer to wait in jail for a bit, go to therapy and try to address some of these issues in a residential environment with the hope that that would put him on the right path so that he could successfully complete this probation and become a productive member of society.
All right, this is what the court is gonna do. In cause number 2022 CR 7131, court is gonna grant the motion. This will run concurrent with 2023 CR 0036. Court will order mental health and therapeutic community. You'll need to request that at the at the prison. It does not increase your length of time that you're in custody, but it can help address other issues you may have. Take in consideration 2024 PF 02689. There should be no contact and restitution to Andy Nguyen and Ruth Morales. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, you do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are in community supervision. Do you understand? All right, next we're going to proceed with 2023 CR 0036. The court is going to grant the motion. The court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 7131. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The court will recommend the therapeutic community and mental health unit. There's to be no contact with Melinda Kenney, Kenney. There's to be restitution and no contact with Andy Nguyen and Ruth Morales in cause number 2024 PF 02689. All right, we can go off the record. So, Mr. Stacy, I understand sometimes people open their minds and that they want to get help after they get a motion to revoke. Probation continually tried to reach out to you to get you back in compliance, and you haven't done anything on probation. At some point in time, consequences have to happen. You understand? All right, good luck to you, okay?
Judge, I don't know if the court already addressed this, but we would request that you get credit for the time he served on both of the cases.
Oh, yes, I gave him credit for
Thank you, Judge.
any time, sir.
Judge.
Judge, this one, is it over there?